Winter activities at the Arboretum, fun at Lexington Senior Center, and classes at the Carnegie Center. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. Roberts, and this is Lexington Now. You may not immediately think about the Arboretum as a place to visit during the colder months of the year, but as Jackie Gilmore explains, there's still lots to see and do there in the winter.
Here in the winter and kind of exploring, thinking about what to look for, something you could look at is the different barks of trees. Some that would be part of Winter Tree ID, so there are a lot of unique tree barks that you can look at. There's also some bulbs that are starting to pop out of the ground, so especially around the visitor center and in the home demonstration garden. There's some little plants starting to grow, which will really come into flower in March. On a warm day like today, you'll see maybe like 50, 100 birds out on the lawn looking for worms or picking berries off of trees. So if you're a birder, it's a good time. Mostly, I think the Arboretum is a pretty peaceful place to come in the winter time because there's not a ton of people here. So you really get the place to yourself in some ways. We have a lot of upcoming events always. You can always check our Facebook page or our website to see what's coming up. But the next one we have is our Founders Lecture Series. And Matthew Clark is going to be speaking about public spaces and placemaking and kind of like building community and open spaces. It's going to be really neat. It's at the Gluck Auditorium, February 15th at 7 p.m. One thing that we do every year is our Glories of the Garden series. So people can enter in their artwork and then we display it in the visitor center. It's all about paintings and photographs of the garden. And so that'll be on display in the visitor center February 12th through March 2nd. In partnership with the Central Kentucky Audubon Society, we have a great backyard bird count coming up. So that's a citizen science project where you work to count all the birds that you see in a certain amount of time. And then we turn that data into Cornell University and scientists can use it. Wednesdays in March, we have a program called Little Sprouts, and it's for ages 3 to 5 and their parents. And it's either at 10 or 11. We have 2 sessions, and it's really fun. We start off by reading a book, and then we do different stations like a craft or planting a seed, and then we usually go on a hike, and it's all about like getting ready to garden or animal friends. So it's a really fun time for preschool aged kids. We have a new free field trip called Trees and Carbon Storage, how you can help reduce the effects of climate change. And it's free through June for 6th through 12th grade. So we give you an activity to do at school where you learn about the carbon cycle, and then you can come here and take a tour, and we take some measurements of how much carbon trees are storing, and then you go back to your classroom and you adopt a tree back at school. So the Kentucky Children's Garden opens for the season March 15th at 10 a.m. So now's a good time to get your season pass because you get the most value out of having it all year round. It's 2 acres and it's designed for children aged 2 to 10 and their families, and it has a lot of child-sized features. It has a model train, it has raised beds that you can help us plant in on Saturdays, it has a wading stream, and it has a wigwam and a pioneer where you can do like some dramatic play. So it's a really great place to come and just like let your kids play in nature as well as join us for activities throughout the day. Our main trail is a 2-mile loop that goes around the Walk Across Kentucky, which is our largest collection, and the plants that are featured on there are all from the different regions of Kentucky. And then we also have a shorter trail that goes through the home demonstration garden, which is kind of what it sounds like. It shows off the different things you can do in your home garden. And then we also have one more trail that's in the woods. So the woods here are pretty cool because they're a remnant, one of the last remnants of the bluegrass forest. And we have a couple trees back there that are over 200 years old. So we're actively recruiting volunteers. And so the way to get involved with that is for the children's garden, you have to come to a special orientation and do a background check because we work with kids. The first orientation is February 24th from 10 to 12. Entire Arboretum volunteer orientation is March 31st at 9 a.m. And that's if you wanted to do something like work on the Adopt-A-Plot or work with the native plants crew. They go out on the trails and mulch or pull up weeds, that sort of thing. So this is also the time of year where we're trying to hire our seasonal staff. So over the next month or so, we'll be looking for seasonal staff throughout the Arboretum. In the Kentucky Children's Garden, we'll be hiring interns for the season. So that's UK students that would like to work with us March through October. It's a great opportunity to learn how to teach, learn how to care for plants, and get to work outside for a season. And then we'll also be hiring for Walk Across Kentucky interns, as well as a visitor center receptionist / cashier.
It's only been open for a little more than a year, but the Lexington Senior Center has already established itself as the place to be for those over the age of 60 in Lexington. Christy Stambaugh tells us all about what's going on right now.
Hey, welcome to your Lexington Senior Center. This is the new center. We opened in 2016, September 15th to be exact. But we moved from our old location at Nicholasville and Alumni, and that building was built in 1983. And believe it or not, it was state of the art at the time. And once you look at it and you look at what we have today, you say, how is that even possible? But we had grown. We know that the baby boomers are the fastest growing population. In fact, in Lexington, currently 13% of our population is over the age of 65. So 17% of our population is over the age of 60. In order to join the Lexington Senior Center, you must be a Fayette County resident, 60 years or older, and you can enjoy activities that take place here at 195 Life Lane. We're open Monday through Friday from 8 until 5. There is no cost to join the Lexington Senior Center. Again, you just must be a Fayette County resident, 60 years and older, and you have to be independent. So here at the Lexington Senior Center, you'll see a ton of activities going on. At the old center, we averaged about 97 people a day, and here at the new center, we're averaging about 327 people a day. So we've tripled in size. We've had more than 3,600 people join the Lexington Senior Center since we opened. And it has just been incredible. We have 33,000 square feet here. We have 137 parking spots. And then we have great neighbors in the Southland Christian Church right in front of us, and they let us pour over into their parking lot. If you didn't know, we're part of the Idle Hour Park. So we are sitting on 4 acres of the 22-acre Idle Hour Park. And Idle Hour Park offers us a 0.8 of a mile walking track with 3 adult fitness stations along the way. There's a half-court basketball court. There's a barrier-free playground. This playground is suitable for everybody. It could be a mom who's got an itty-bitty baby in a stroller and a toddler, or it could be a grandparent who's there with their children and they may have mobility issues using a walker or a wheelchair. We have a fully equipped fitness room. We have 8 or 9 pieces of cardio equipment. We have free weights. It is open and available Monday through Friday. We also have personal training opportunities. So we have trainers that are here that can help you a little bit personalize your plan. Then across the way from that, you'll see a dance studio or a group fitness room. We offer a group fitness class every 50 minutes all through the day. There's a little bit of everything, and oftentimes the same class is offered different times throughout the day and many times throughout the week. We don't take registration for the classes. You just show up, first come, first serve. When we reach the maximum, unfortunately, you can't get into the class. The good news is 50 minutes later, there's another class you might enjoy, or the equipped fitness room is just across the hall. We have piano lessons. Actually, they're electronic keyboards, but the beauty in that is that there's headphones, so only you hear the music you're playing, and the instructor comes and provides one-on-one intervention in a group setting. We have potter's wheels, we have a couple kilns, we have an art studio with painting and drawing and sewing. And so we do sewing, basic skills, all through advanced skills, and then we have quilting as well. And so there's a little bit of something for everyone. There's 3 billiards tables, and they're often all being used at the same time. The other surprise for us at the new senior center was our library. The library is kind of tucked in the back of the building, but we have a beautiful fireplace, and it overlooks on an outside patio with flowers and raised flowers, and it's a really nice space. So at the library, you take a book and bring any book back. There's no big process. We Really, it helps us to keep our stock fresh. We have 2 classrooms here. We have a cafe, and I kind of kid and say, what is a senior center without coffee? So we have fresh flowing coffee in our cafe and hot water for tea or hot cocoa. Then we have coffee pots upstairs too, because you can never have enough coffee in our environment. One of the neat things that we've started is puzzle tables. So we have puzzle tables located both upstairs and downstairs. For 2018, our goal is to complete 500 puzzles. We do a nutrition site. It's an opportunity for people to share a meal together. There is a cost involved in that. It's an ask of a $2 donation. So if you're 60 years or older, come and visit us at the Lexington Senior Center. The staff will welcome you and show you what you need to do. We would give you a guided tour if you wanted. It's super easy. The day you come to visit us, you could join and start participating, or you could take the information, think about it all, and then bring the paperwork back to us to join here at the Lexington Senior Center.
The Carnegie Center's winter program schedule is in high gear, and it's a great place to be, to have fun, to meet new people, and to learn a lot during the winter. We'll tell you why after the break.
We have more miles of running water than any state in the continental U.S. You may not know it, but all our streams catch water directly from storm sewers on our streets. When someone tosses a cigarette butt on Main, it could end up in Town Branch. Don't trash the bluegrass.
This is Tom Leach. A team plays their best when they're prepared. They have a plan so they know what to do to win. Just like a winning team, your family needs to be prepared for emergencies, severe weather, power outages, flooding, and fires. The Kentucky Emergency Management Association, along with your local emergency management agency, want you to be prepared. Be aware of potentially dangerous conditions. Put together an emergency kit for your home, office, and vehicle. Have a family emergency plan and update it regularly. For more information, visit kyema.org.
Welcome back to the show. The Carnegie Center is the place to be if you're looking for activities to do during the cold days of winter. Neil Chethik fills us in on all of the classes and event offered there right now.
The Carnegie Center is a community space, and that's in a lot of ways why it came about. The building itself was essentially donated by the Carnegie Endowment back in 1904-05. And it served as this Lexington Library, the Lexington Public Library's main branch from 1905 all the way to 1989. At that time, they moved the library over to its current location at Phoenix Park, and this place was left abandoned. Out of that, Mayor Scotty Basler at the time, decided that this should continue to be used as a literary and literacy center. And he and the Carnegie Center worked out a deal with the library to develop this. In 2017, we celebrated our 25th anniversary. We are now engaged with 10 to 15,000 people per year, and that number is growing as the city grows. We're located in heart center of Lexington, just north of downtown, in a residential area with a beautiful park in our backyard. So we've just laid out our season for the beginning of 2018, and we're extremely excited about it. Early January, we begin our season of classes, and those include writing classes, language classes, and lots of enrichment classes for children. So on the adult side, if you are thinking about writing, if you like to write, if you are in a writing group but would like to have more feedback, if you have a book that's ready to roll, those are the kind of things that we can help writers with. We have classes in fiction, nonfiction, poetry. We've got one called The Power of a Great First Chapter, and we've also got one called Write a Novel in 6 Months. And those are just two of our newer classes. We have ongoing classes for other writers. On the language side, in addition to having several levels of Spanish and French, we also have introduction to German, Arabic, and Italian. So if you're looking for just a little bit to go to Germany or to go to Italy or to understand our world, Arabic, those are the kind of things that we offer to get people a taste. Our kids programming starts up in earnest again in January as well. Second week in January, we have classes that are sort of fun enrichment classes for kids who like math, who like reading, who like writing. We get them together with a very enthusiastic and inspiring instructor, and they work together on all those skills, trying to be even better than the average. And almost all of our children's classes are free or very low fee, about $5 or $10 at the most. And so we really encourage people of every income level to come here. We don't turn people away because they can't pay. And that's really at the core of our mission, which is to help children through imaginative learning processes to help them succeed in life and have fulfilling learning experiences.
Like it or not, cold weather is a fact of life here in Kentucky, especially during the winter. But there are some things that you need to know to help you avoid falling victim to hypothermia or frostbite.
Like it or not, winter is upon us, and it often brings hazards like snow and ice. But there is another danger that is not as frequently addressed, and that is the cold. During especially cold weather, it is best to stay indoors. But if you must venture out, here are some guidelines you should follow to stay safe. Dress warmly in layered clothing, including a hat, a scarf, or knit mask to cover your face and mouth, sleeves that are snug at the wrist, mittens, a water-resistant coat, and water-resistant boots. Avoid exertion, as cold weather puts an extra strain on the heart. Those with heart disease or high blood pressure should follow their doctor's advice about shoveling snow or performing other activities in the cold. When outside, avoid walking on ice and keep your steps and walkways as free of snow and ice as possible. Be on the lookout for signs of hypothermia and frostbite, two common cold weather-related health problems. Warning signs of hypothermia, which is an abnormally low body temperature, include shivering, exhaustion, confusion, fumbling hands, memory loss, slurred speech, and drowsiness. If you detect symptoms of hypothermia, seek medical care immediately. Get the victim into a warm room and remove any wet clothing. Warm the center of the body first with an electric blanket if available. Otherwise, use skin-to-skin contact under loose, dry layers of blankets, clothes, towels, or sheets. Warm beverages can help increase the body temperature, but do not use alcoholic beverages. Warning signs of frostbite or an injury to the body caused by freezing include redness or pain in any skin area, white or grayish-yellow skin, skin that feels unusually firm or waxy, and numbness. If you detect symptoms of frostbite, seek medical care immediately. Get the victim into a warm room and immerse the affected area in warm, not hot, water. Do not rub the frostbitten area with snow or massage it, as this can cause more damage. Do not use a heating pad, heat lamp, or the heat of a stove, fireplace, or radiator for warming, as the frostbitten areas are numb and can be easily burned. These procedures are not substitutes for medical care, and all emergencies should be reported to a physician or healthcare provider. If you follow these simple rules and exercise caution, you can weather the worst winter has to offer and come out healthy on the other side when the warm breezes of spring start to blow.
It's going to be a really busy week ahead here at City Hall, and that means a very busy televised meeting schedule, including Tuesday's Budget, Finance, and Economic Development meeting, the Council Work Session, and the Council meeting. And on Wednesday, we have a Rural Land Management Board meeting, followed by the Board of Architectural Review. As always, you can watch these meetings live as well as our other programming right here on Lex TV, Channel 185, or you can watch it live stream. Just head over to our website. It's lexingtonky.gov/LexTV. And don't forget, if you miss it, you can check out our programming on YouTube. Just search for our channel there. It's Lex TV. Well, that's all for this week's edition of Lexington Now. You can keep up with us all week long by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter. Our handle for that is @LexRex. Or if you're one of those folks who likes to get a bird's eye view, you can check out our live traffic cams. They're on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Sherelle Roberts, and that's it for now.